Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to Art Town, Montana. This is Brett Boundy, your host, the guy who always talks about art and architecture and the salvation of the human soul by doing everything the hard way. In this episode, I'm going to build a fire sculpture. We'll build a sculpture and set it on fire for the solstice, of course, not just, randomly. So I've been doing this for the last 10, 15 years. I build a sculpture and we set it on fire on the solstice to appease the gods, to bring the sun back. And every year the sun has returned. You're welcome. In the past, I've built a manticore. I've built the beast of darkness, I call it. It's a beast that represents the darkness of the human soul, as well as the darkness of the longest night of the year. I've built a wolf, a Loch Ness monster type kind of thing. Some of them require a bit of explanation, but not today. So it's going to be loads of fun. I'm going to go off into the forest and gather up some materials to build this sculpture, some trees. They will be down trees. No live trees will be harmed in the production of this video. I don't know what else to say. I guess I do need to address probably the elephant in the room. As I know most of you are aware, I've become a superstar with literally dozens of viewers worldwide, perhaps even scores. But, just knowing that there's literally 30, 40, 50 people watching this, it does not go to my head. You don't have to worry about me. A lot of times, people don't handle stardom very well. They get kind of eccentric and goofy, wear ridiculous clothes, that sort of thing. But, there's a real authenticity about me that you don't have to worry about. I'm just going to be myself. I have no need to get weird. I just wanted to assure you that you have nothing to worry about in that regard. So, let's go off into the forest. We'll gather some materials, go back into the shop. We'll build this god, and then on the solstice, we'll light that dude up. All right, let's get to it. Okay. Up the hill we go. And so forth. Well, I suppose everybody's seen a chainsaw, so we're not going to do more of this. Here's another rock for my next stone building. Perfect. Right into the rock pile. So days like this, I question my sanity. I don't feel like doing this. I feel like reading a book, sitting inside the house by the fire. It's not that cold out, but I'm just not in the mood to do this. And that's the wrong attitude to bring to this piece of work here. You know, I mean, it's going to be simple. It's going to be childish, I guess. It's going to be like big kid art, you know, just a big stick man. But, you know, when you try to add a little vibrancy to the world, like this burn usually provides, it's nice for everybody. You should put your heart and soul into it instead of just sort of reluctant, kind of bitchy work. So I'll try to get a better attitude. So here's half the body. It's going to be two pieces sort of attached together to make sort of a V shape, you know, kind of a small-waisted, big-shouldered kind of dude. So I need to cut like this. It's going to be a long, old, rippy cut. It's going to be kind of a pain in the neck. And then also, since this thing won't want to burn, it's so big, I'll need to cut a hole out of the middle to let the fire kind of get into it. Well, does that look like half of a body that'll burn? Let's keep going. So here's the two halves of the body. Do you believe it? These things will come together. These are the notches for the legs. Of course, they go in so that the legs can be out a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be pretty primitive. So to call this a sculpture is something akin to calling that rabbit on Monty Python's Search for the Holy Grail a sculpture, except the rabbit's better. Still, it's very primitive, and I kind of like that. Perhaps it looks so primitive and childlike that it'll be creepy and sort of cultish. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I'm making handsies. I'm just cutting them out from this this piece that I cut out of the leg or the body or something. But I thought about just making branches for fingers, and that would sort of be cooler, but this is really fast. I'm just taking the old jigsaw to it. Like so.
Just won't quite leave. Yeah. Man, we got to be smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. You got beamed by the manticore?
When we couldn't get it to balance, do you remember?
I remember it was tough.
It was a real tricky one getting it to stand up, and it started to slip. And I mean, it didn't like totally come down, but yeah, it totally bonked me right in the noggin. This was the easiest
claim to
ever.
fame right there. Bonked in the noggin by a manticore.
Yeah, that
Not many
is.
can say that.
A solstice poem.
I'm like a toy piano, slightly out of tune. You're like a little turtle dove on the moon. apart, but I'm not the sum. But it's not too late to make it right. The day couldn't come too soon to see the light. But it's not too late. Haven't you seen? Haven't you heard? I'm the new 17.
And away he goes.
Kind of.
Must be a liar. His pants are on fire.
My God, how you
come up with some things we should do.
Ryan, how are you?
They're called 6-word. What are they called? It was like doing the super slow. Do you zoom into the face?
This might be the best one ever.
This is
I say
good.
that every time.
Now you're going.
Well, is everybody having fun? I hope so. I sure am. There's something really magical about a good burn, isn't there? Watching matter be transformed in the flames. It's art in itself. I've decided to pause and take a look at the man's face in these few pictures. You can see his expression change. You can see his self change. It's very interesting. But the grand moment is this right here, when the goddess came to visit us. Have you ever seen a face so perfectly created in smoke? It's really something as this goddess observes a little human being who has come to appreciate her. The two are observing each other, and it's a pretty cool moment and very transitory. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that before we wind down for the evening.
Okay, tell me a poem you're seeing right now.
A poem I'm seeing. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, you can. I know you. You can do it. It's art. Okay, like so fire, smoke, we burn away what we don't want anymore.
Yeah.
And we reaffirm what we do want.
Other colors too.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thanks for yelling at me.
You don't always say that.
Yeah, funny.
Give us the claw. Yes, like that. Yes.
And the sweat out on your brow. See how the world makes it love. Come on, baby, we'll settle back.
I like to think that I told him, I said, I like to think like if I died, I'd show up in a mermaid costume, possibly as Neptune in drag or something, to welcome you into the death world. I said, and he goes, yeah, well, he goes, I'd feel very welcome if it was. He said, you're always trying with people's identities. I said, well, you won't have an identity when you die.
I hope not. That'd be a lot easier.
You'll just be in essence. I said, don't you think that can happen? He said no. He doesn't think that can happen.
All that I get along with that guy.
Leading is living is just a hard way to go. Leaving this living is just a hard way. Oh.
Funny little birds that had no wings. So what shall we do with the funny little thing? Roast them alive! Let's stew them in the pot! Fry them! Boil them! And eat them hot! Till beards blaze! And eyes melt! Skin cracks! And bones block! With cinders high! To meet the sky! Yahey! Yahey! Yahey!
So I was like, okay, well, what's the process? So I went online and I figured out, and it took a couple hours, and I filed the Federal Election Committee paperwork for a 2020 run. And I officially ran for president in 2020.
Oh, you?
And then wrote myself in.
I wrote myself in once, but I didn't actually file the paperwork, so it probably didn't count.
So he was an actual presidential candidate?
I might have voted for you, dude.
The weirdest thing is how many parties there are. There's a lot of parties out there, and not a lot of people partying.
Not a bunch of partiers.
Yeah. I had a friend hold up a sign, and we did a short video, and we were drinking Trulies. It's like, I truly hope you vote for me. She's like, vote for him.
Oh yeah, sponsored by Truly.
Yeah, I think that's how it worked. Yeah. Yeah. If it would have been, McDonald's or Exxon, might have gone a little better.
It's a hand-me-down.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. Don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Still water.
Is from me again, let it known. Is a fountain that was not made.